Hi everyone, we're back with another chess video. Today we're going to be doing more puzzles, just because that's been such a kind of theme in my games of winning or losing by blunders. So, starting with this puzzle, just kind of looking at the board, I only have a rook compared to 1, 2 rooks, and a bishop. Pawns are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, so I'm definitely down to material. Looking for forcing moves like checks, captures, and attacks. I see a rook check there. The king has an escape square there. So let's just kind of calculate this out. Let's say I take with the rook. He's got nothing that can block or capture that. King is going to go to b5. Next forcing move I have might be that pawn check, because that can still go 2 squares, so maybe that pawn check. He cannot capture because it's defended by the rook. King has to go to that square, because king can't go to... King can't go c4 or b4 or anywhere else. So it's a forced move. I can then push b5, giving it another check. It's really the only forcing move I have. And that pawn on b5 is going to be supported by a4. King can go back to c5, and in which case the only other forcing move we have is d4, delivering a check. King cannot go back to c5. King can't go c6, can't go b5, can't go b4, can't go d4, and cannot go d5, and can't capture the pawn. So I think that's just going to be mate. I think this puzzle is just going to be ending with a check, ending in a mate. And it's really just finding forcing moves that in this position are really kind of our only option. So let's go to the next one. All right. So just taking kind of look at the board, this rook is kind of off on its own. I have a knight defended by a bishop. I have a queen looking at that pawn, looking at that knight. This pawn is obviously attacking my queen, attacking that pawn. It's defended by the rook and by the knight. If I do nothing and it takes my queen, that's a pretty nasty looking check right there. I could take it with my knight. I could take it with my queen, take it with that pawn. So that's kind of the immediate threat to my king safety. Let's look at their king. Their king has one safe square that I could go to because it's blocked in by all its pieces, and then it's blocked in on d7 by my rook. I have a queen that can attack this loose pawn right here, and the only thing that can recapture would be this knight. So maybe there's something with my queen taking that pawn. Trying to look for forcing moves, so might have something like, if I can get that knight away from that pawn, maybe I can capture that knight with my rook. Captures back. Then this pawn is free. King goes there. Let's see what else. King goes there. I don't have queen d7 because it's defended by the knight. But I can deliver a check with my knight there. And then if my queen is on c6, king can't go there, cannot go there, cannot go there. So I can't go back. So I think that's just mate. So for this puzzle, looking for forcing moves, this would be a pretty good check, but can't do it because the knight's there. So how do I remove the defender of the knight? Give a check with that rook. Then I can capture the pawn, and it would be mate in just a couple moves, but the puzzle's going to end there. Let's go to the next one. All right. Queen f2. Taking a look at the material. Rook, rook, queen. Rook, rook, knight, queen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm down a pawn and a minor piece, actually. So we're probably looking for forcing moves. There's no immediate threat to my queen, no immediate threat to my king. But if I don't do anything, the extra piece that they have can quickly become an issue, and they can get a mating threat going pretty quick. So I'm trying to think about forcing moves. I have this check right here. King takes, and then do I have anything to follow up with that? I have my queen that can give a check there, supported by this rook. King would have to go there or there, and then I can deliver mate. So that's one option. Let's just calculate that out again. So rook takes, king takes, queen check. Cannot be taken, cannot be blocked or intercepted. King there or there, and my queen takes on h7 and its mate. Okay. Let's look at rook takes, king h8. Doesn't have to take back and just kind of escape to the corner. Another forcing move there is just rook takes and its mate. And there's no defending that. There's no capturing that. So I think the winning move here is rook takes, queen h6, queen h7 mate. All right, let's keep it going. So quick look at the material. Rook, 2 rooks and a queen versus queen, rook, knight, bishop. 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns. So we're down in material because they have a rook and 2 minor pieces for 2 rooks. This h7 pawn is under attack from this battery. This knight can jump in there, can jump in there. I see my rook is getting attacked. This rook and this rook are not connected, so that's always a bit of a weakness. And their king just moved kind of to a little bit of a safer square. So since we're under such kind of heavy firepower, I'm looking for forcing moves again, just checks, captures, attacks. So the first one I see is rook check there. Let's say the king takes it. I can give a discovered check there, and maybe I want to, or might I want to move my rook? Rook, let's just say down there. King can't go to the corner. King can go there. And then do I have any checks to follow up? I don't think so. Not that I'm seeing. Check. King back. Maybe there's a better place I can move this rook after the discovered. Check. King takes. King takes. I'm not seeing any follow-up, so maybe that's not the solution. The only other forcing move I see is rook check there and capture by either the king or the rook. But then, regardless, I do see a check I can give there with my queen supported by my e2 rook. That looks a bit promising. That can't be captured. So let's say I give a check, takes with a king. This would be quickly mate. Let's say I give a check, taken by the rook. Again, I give this check, and that's mate. So I don't see any ways he can defend it. I think that's the winning sequence, is rook check on c1. Yeah. And then I don't want to go queen d2 because it would be captured by the knight. So I just go queen c2. 8. All right. Let's keep going. All right. Taking a look at this. Bishop staring there, queen staring there, my 2 rooks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns versus 1, 2 rooks, 2 bishops. I'm down a piece against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. King safety. Mine is pretty safe. I'm supported by 3 pawns. It just has a queen there. Doesn't really look like he's going to be attacking anything soon. This king safety, very poor. The only thing protecting it is a bishop, and no really other pieces or pawns. So I'm looking for, even though I believe I have a tempo or two, I don't have to give a check immediately. I'm looking for forcing moves, checks, captures, and attacks. So I would love to get my queen to that square, but it doesn't look like I can, because then I can just give a mate there, defended by the bishop. If there's a way I can give, maybe if I could get my rook some way to this file, that would be pretty devastating. Let's see if there's a way that I could do that. I could go rook here, attacking the queen, supported by the bishop. Queen can go there, there. Queen's kind of got a million spaces to go to. Let's say I go there, and you just get your queen out of the way. I pin it, and I win the queen, or I win the exchange. There. There's no blocking it. There's no bishop interception, nothing like that. So this is my next forcing move, is that there's no checks, no captures, so I'm looking for attacks. Attacking the queen is pretty much, the only thing I'm seeing here. I don't see any other attacks because the other pieces are all in the back rank. So I think rook e4, and then really no matter where the queen goes, it's going to be either pinning it to the king or a discovered attack on it when my rook lands on h4, giving a check. So I think that's the move, and then it just immediately gives up the exchange because there's really no other option. Right, so we keep going. Looking at the position, 1, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, so we're, looks like we're in the opening. 2 bishops, 2 knights, 2 rooks, queens are on the board. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns, so we're down a pawn. Let's see. Attacking the knight, but it's pretty easily defended. I don't see anything else that I can really attack it with. I can bring my queen there. I can bring my knight there. If I go knight there, it just gives me a check. And I can recapture, but queen just moves back, and it's really the attack fizzles out. So normally with a puzzle, you're looking for something more than just an even exchange. You might be looking to push this pawn to dislodge this knight pretty soon. So I need to keep an eye out for that. If there's anything forcing that I can avoid that with. I have this check here. They can block with the pawn. I could take with the bishop. They could take back with a couple different pieces. So let's think this through, because that one gets a little bit complicated. So queen check, pawn there, pawn blocks. Bishop takes, pawn takes. I win the rook. I don't think they want to do that. Queen out, pawn check, pawn blocks. You're not going to capture with a knight because then your queen hangs. Go down the other possibilities. Pawn there. Bishop takes. Can take with the queen. I wouldn't take back because then it just recaptures the pawn. So what it would be is bishop takes, queen takes here, and then I want a pawn. That's an option. I went back the pawn, then I'm down. Let's see if there might be anything else. Not seeing anything immediately. There's no knight moves to attack the queen and dislodge it. I don't really see anything. Most forcing moves I'm seeing are queen h5 check, and king runs, I just capture the knight. I think that's the move, and then I take back a miss with the bishop. That was a miss. A miss with the bishop. Maybe retry. Oh, I can just capture the knight. That was silly. Just capture the knight and just win a piece. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so we missed that one, but we'll go to the next one. All right, let's do a couple more. Let's do a couple more. All right, looking at this position, Queen's threatening a pretty nasty check. They have a bishop that's going to be coming in soon. Coming into the attacks, I have 1, 2, 4 pawns against 4 pawns. They have a rook. And so it's even. Just looking at my attacking chances, we both have an attack coming soon, so let's see if maybe we can get something going quicker. My bishop and queen both stare at f2, so only protected by the rook and king. Not a strong square. Back rank is a bit weak with this rook standing here. Queen has no way to get to the back rank. So let's think. I can give a check. King there is just mate, so not going to do that. I can give a check. Rook takes. I can give another check. Can only be blocked by the bishop. If I take, this rook is actually going to be pinned, so it can't even go back to defend the king. So I think that would just be mate. So I believe the attack starts with queen takes, rook check, rook takes. Right. Okay. Pawn endgame. 1, 2, 3 pawns versus 1, 2. We're going to need to just count this out. Count out the kind of moves and just calculate this out. So my pawn is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away from queening. They have one that is 1, 2, 3, 4 away, but the king is standing in the way of that pawn. So let's calculate this out. If I go here, the king might go there to try to stop it. I would move my king there, pawn down, pawn up. King would have to follow it. I'd follow it. On here. On here. King would probably have to go here to try to stop it. King here. Pawn there. And then I promote first. Let's try to think through other possibilities. I go pawn here. Maybe he just gets his king out of the way. I go pawn here. Pawn here. 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 And I promote first. And it's still a square away from queening. So I think the move is just simply pushing this past pawn. Yeah, the king has got to try to chase, but it's just not quick enough. And then I promote with check. Promote with check. That's kind of the key at the end of there is promoting with check because the other pawn was just a square. It was pretty close to queening too. So looking at this, I have 2 rooks, queen. The rooks are not connected, so that's never a good time. King is in the corner, really not safe at all. I have a queen attacking this pawn, rook attacking the pawn, rook defending these 2 squares. But they have a obvious back rank mate threat there. Let's see if we have any forcing moves. We have a rook check there. Queen, the king can go there, but then we just deliver a mate. The king can capture, but then we capture here. King has to go to the only square h8, and then we just deliver mate. There is no blocking. There's no interception move, so I think that's just what we're looking for is that forcing move with a check right there. And then check and 8. All right. Let's keep going. So I see I have 2 rooks connected on this file. Bishop and knight. They have 2 rooks, 2 bishops, and a knight, so I'm down a piece. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns. So we're down to material, so we're looking for some type of either a mating thread or winning a piece or something along those lines. I see with these 2 rooks connected, we can give a check. That's the first forcing move that I see. But the king has this escape square there, so that's really no good. I do have this light squared bishop that can control that square. So that would look like maybe putting it there first as a kind of prophylactic, not prophylactic, but intermediate move before delivering the check. Let's see if they have any defensive resources after I go bishop g6, blocking the king's only defense square. They can't push the pawn. They can bring the rook to any of a couple squares, but no matter if they do, I can just give a check there, and that's mate. So I think that's what we're looking for. Let's do one more. So looking at this, I see 1, 2 knights and a rook and a queen. I have queen, rook, and just one knight, so I'm down a piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns. This knight is pinned by my queen, and it's getting attacked by this pawn. This knight jumped back. It's attacking this pawn, but that's okay. It doesn't do anything. Not going to capture the pawn. It's not going to capture my queen. This knight is kind of off on its own, really not doing anything. If I go pawn check, captures by the queen. I do notice that my queen is also attacking this rook. So I can, if he takes back the queen, I would just capture the rook, and that's a pretty devastating attack. But let's say I capture there. The king can just move to the corner. It does not have to capture. It does not have to take back that pawn. And then in that case, do I have any? Do I need any moves? Let's think so. Pawn takes. King there. Have any attacking? No. But I want to bring my knight there. Rook there. We can't because it would capture. Do you have any moves for the queen? Can the queen go anywhere? Pawn takes, king there. Knight in there is my next kind of forcing move that I see. Queen can't go there. Queen can't go there. Rook can't really move because then I just capture the queen. Do I have any? Does he have any defensive resources like an attack that's stronger than mine, like a mating attack? I don't really see any. There's nothing really that close. Do they have any attacks that can just attack my queen? Not really, because this pawn defends anything coming to e1. So I think we capture. You're not going to capture. He's not going to capture back with the queen because then I get the rook. And the only logical thing then is to go king there, and I can go throw my knight in to attack the queen. That square is those squares are protected by my queen, and that's protected by the pawn and the knight. So I think he's just going to lose the queen as well. So we go there, and we go there to get the rook. All right, not too bad. So today was just more puzzle training. Big theme in my games is losing or winning by blunders and tactics. So always good to kind of strengthen those muscles. Tomorrow we're probably going to do a game and analysis back to our kind of normal repertoire. But good to mix in some puzzles, and then also going to be doing a lot of more opening videos or starting opening videos, because as we improve our tactics, we'll have a little bit better sense in the middle game, but it's always good to shore up some knowledge and opening theory that we're going to be looking to do soon. Right, thank you very much.